That shit ride 88. These folks got to hear this shit, Saucy.
I can't fall into no trap. Please don't ask me for no hangout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be on top, dodging the fall like my ex. I wake up in different places, different cars, get different sex. Really don't play about this shit no more. Fuck what they doing, we ain't losing. I just changed the closet up, the trip got super stupid. Been this booming, I just laugh when they think I made this on music. Hated on me the whole time, congratulate me like they know it. Boys around me had the way out, had to get it on my own. Niggas ain't give me shit, no food up in my plate, not even a bone. Black it caught up just like ops if he switching and moving wrong. My brody got shot by his blood, that's why I always move along. Those enemies ain't for them boys, it's close. If I see that you jealous, I don't want you close. If you telling the bitch, we know you a hoe. They say that they die for you, promise they won't. Them niggas ain't down, them niggas ain't low. Soon as you fall, them boys gon' go. Respect for your bitch, they gon' take where you go. I only stay down for me, not go for me, cause it's only one name on the song. Come out when they be mad, I know they be hating. Only worry about the business they pay me. Money for when I'm sleeping, I gotta get to the check, secure the bag. Fuck it, they hate, fuck it, they mad. Love ain't real, it come with a tag. I can't fall into no trap. Please don't ask me for no hangout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be on top, dodging the fall like my ex. I wake up in different places, different cars, get different sex. Now they give me my respect. Did this shit all alone, they try to help and I neglect. We broke ties, parted ways, but my foot stood up on their neck. I was blinded by the blood, I never do that shit again. It's hard for me to trust, I don't love bitches, don't do friends. Hidden agendas, you ain't my homie, you a pretender. They tell it to the gram, never to me, I don't respect it. They know I don't get no fucks, free actions, no they don't get it. 3.5 in the blind, if you good, don't even sweat it. Oh no, all gas, no blessing, now when you do it alone, it'll take you out. All black Balenci, that we chasing the money, they chasing the clout. Different cars, switch them daily, off for risk, they take. Ain't gonna play when I was bumming, now they try to fuck. I get fall into no trap. Please don't ask me for no hangout on the text, won't answer back. I work hard to be.
Yo. What's going on, y'all? We definitely in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, man. Let's get this live on and popping. You see what I mean? We got some things that we need to discuss in this boxing world, man. My name is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV. We in the building as always, man. I appreciate everybody that's been on the wave, man. That's been a part of the nation, you know what I mean, supporting the mob and all that, man. There's a lot of people that don't really understand the difference, you know what I mean? The Mazuma mob is the people that make up the boxing team. The nation, Mazuma Nation, was the people that's right here supporting the channel, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob. You see what I mean? A lot of people don't really know the difference. I think they think that it's all one thing. You know what I mean? I like to separate it, but shit, if you want to be down with the mob, I mean, that's cool too. You know what I mean? But yo, shout out to the nation, man, for getting this channel on the up. You know what I'm saying? We been getting a lot of subscribers lately, a lot of love. You know what I mean? I had Shakur Stevenson's grandfather hit me up and shit like that. Haven't gotten a response back yet, but regardless, man, he probably not gonna like what I got to say about his grandson. But you know what I mean? I ain't no yes man for nobody. You see what I mean? So we gonna keep this shit 1,000, and I don't got no problem saying it to any fucking body. Yeah, feel me? So shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Boxing Film, what's going on, man? You definitely been on the channel a lot lately. I've been seeing you, homie. I appreciate you very much. Miles Jordan, what's going on, man? What's going on? He said, finally got the notification. YouTube, blessing. Well, it's about time, man, because a lot of people ain't been getting their notifications. You know what I mean? So it's good to know that, you know what I'm saying, that you on here, you know, and you got notified, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people who can't say the same, unfortunately, man. I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't know if they shadow banning your boy already. I'm like, damn, I'm not even 2K in, and y'all already trying to find ways to keep me down. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you can't stop what's already in motion. You feel what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's in the building. Mazuma TV clips out here being petty. No, that's all good, my brother, man. Don't even worry about none of that. We ain't even on none of that. You feel what I mean? We're going to speak on Shakur Stevenson, you know what I mean, and what the fuck he been doing, you know, exposing that a little bit. Then we're going to talk about this Keith Thurman situation, man, and what he should exactly do next, in all honesty. But before I get into that, man, if y'all haven't seen, man, I think Ryan Garcia's situation has really been like overshadowing a lot of things that's going on in boxing right now. But PBC done put out 2 good episodes from Pitbull and Rolly Romero build up. You know what I'm saying? I think they put out like two 2 episodes, and it was pretty dope. You know what I mean? It was pretty dope, man. You know, I can't really complain at all. You know what I'm saying? And then also, what also was very dope was I think Devin Haney came out with like 2 episodes for like his preparation to Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? And they've been doing a hell of a job, man. Great production. You know, great editing. You know what I mean? Some overall just great content, man, just to get an inside look on what's going on in their training camps. And I've seen a couple things that I could actually use and utilize with my fighters, man. So shout out to them for being, you know, generous with the information that they provide. And so they can help guys like me and a lot of other up and coming trainers to, you know, modify and improve things in their camp. You know what I mean? That's definitely something that I watch. Other than entertainment, man, I look at the workouts that they do, and I'm like, all right, maybe that I don't really like that, but you know, we could probably do something with this, and you know, shit like that. So check that out. If y'all got some free time or whatever, go check out the Rolly Romero and Pitbull Cruz episodes on PBC. And Pitbull Cruz then went through some things in his life. You know what I mean? It really provided like an inside look on, you know, how he came up and how him and his wife had a hard time, you know, having kids and, you know, trying to raise a family together. She a day one for sure. She definitely a ride or die. So I hope Pitbull will stick by that woman, man. You know what I mean? Because she definitely one of them ones. She hold that shit down. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, Rolly Romero was on there, you know, talking his shit like he always do, trying to be entertaining. You know, he made like a pinata Pitbull Cruz and then whooped his ass in the middle of the desert. I'm like, yo, you know what happened last time you did that, man? You would think that he would think that's bad luck or something. You put Tank as a pinata and you was punching all on it and stepping on it from the video I saw, and then you the one who got stepped on. So that might be some foreshadowing right there, man. I don't know. We just gonna have to wait and see. You know what I mean? It's 11-11 right now, so I'm about to make a wish on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I'm about to go do this little bet with my boy Reed. I mean, get some money off of that fight or whatever. I'm just talking shit. You know what I mean? I'm definitely just talking shit. But yeah, man, nah, for real though. There's some great episodes, man. We got 12 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated, man. We're about to get into this topic. You know what I mean? And there's going to be some people, like always, you ain't going to be able to satisfy everybody at the end of the day. As much as of a people person that I may be, or, you know, I try to not satisfy, I wouldn't say necessarily satisfied, but, you know, try to be on good terms with everybody when I have conversations and shit like that. Unfortunately, I learned on YouTube that no matter what stance you take, some people going to fuck with it. Some people going to be neutral about it. There's going to be some people that don't fuck with it. So it is what it is, man. Shout out to my boy Teachers in the building, man. Savvy, what's going on? He said, peep the earlier videos and knew I had to catch lives tonight. Good topics in the boxing world tonight. Yeah, absolutely, because it's been up and down, man. It'd be hard as a content creator to, you know, find things to talk about sometimes because, you know, boxing gets kind of dry at times. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to find ways to be consistent and shit like that. G-Bo, what up? Yeah. Somebody, Miles, that's a fact, bro. No matter what you do, somebody gonna call you a hater or say you working for somebody, some weird shit like that. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just provide my perspective on what I feel is right. Either you're gonna fuck with it or not, man. But I hope the guys that do fuck with me just because they disagree with me, I hope that don't give them a reason to, you know, stop fucking with me or, you know, leave the channel or something like that. But at the same time, if you leave the channel, you're not really fucking with me anyway. So it is what it is. You're not gonna agree with everybody. That's life. You know what I mean? If you find yourself agreeing with somebody 100% of the time, it's somebody that's being a yes man, and it might be you. You see what I mean? But let's get into the Shakur Stevenson situation, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm definitely going to clown on Keith Thurman later. So let's speak on the Shakur Stevenson situation. I spoke about it on the video that I had put out earlier today. And we just got to keep it 1,000 about Shakur Stevenson, man. And before I get into what I think about Shakur Stevenson and his antics lately, in all honesty, man, I just want to put it out there that Shakur Stevenson is actually like one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? He's not, I wouldn't necessarily say he at the top of my list because if y'all watch my channel, y'all know it's Bam Rodriguez, David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? I rock with Subriel. You feel what I mean? Those definitely, Jerron Ennis. So it's no particular order. Bam, Benavidez, Boots. You know what I'm saying? The 3 Bs right there. You know what I'm saying? So I rock with them. You know, Subro, Matias, fuck with him heavy. You know what I mean? And then somewhere down the line, you know, I definitely will pick up Shakur Stevenson in my lineup. So this is not me hating on Shakur Stevenson or anything of that nature. You feel what I mean? It's actually just trying to, you know, keep my brother on point. You know what I'm saying? Definitely just trying to keep my brother on point. You know, it ain't no type of disrespect or anything like that. It's not me coming for the man or me having some type of hate towards him or anything like that. You feel me? Like, it's really just, let me see my phone, y'all. It's really me just like not necessarily checking somebody, but you know, just holding people accountable. You feel me? Who's your top one if you had to choose? Ah, man, I'm probably gonna go with, man. I rock with Bam heavy though. I'm probably gonna have to go with Benavidez, man. I think Benavidez. Damn, but I don't know, bro. That's why it's difficult films because Boots. I watched that man come up before everybody even heard of him or anything like that. Like I knew he would be world champion. Uh, had personal experiences with him. He a dope person, man. I actually got his autograph right here. It's one of the autographs right here. He actually had signed his glove. We took a picture and all that's Boot's signature right here. You know what I'm saying? So actually, I wouldn't necessarily say like I know him personally, but you know, I've been around him. We've fought on the same cards in the past and shit like that. So it's pretty dope to see the person in person. And he's actually who he claims to, like he actually is what he portrays to be like and like in front of the cameras. Cause you know, there's some people that portray like a certain role and then outside of the cameras, they really different people. No, Boots is really that nice, hospitable guy, real respectful dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably gonna get at the Boots probably gonna be that number one spot, bro. Boots definitely probably be that number one spot. You know, Benavidez is a close second, and Bam a close, like it's like 2A and 2B. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to give number one, I'm gonna give it to Jerron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that boy, man. Hopefully we can get an interview soon, man. It's really been my fault, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I've been so caught up with the gym and my fighters and stuff like that, and we got different training schedules. It's hard to run into Boots. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, man, let's get into the whole Shakur Stevenson situation, man. 16 people in the building. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, man. Let's see what's up. You know what I mean? Let's get the algorithm on the up. So let's speak about Shakur Stevenson. Let's get into it. No distractions, nothing. I'm gonna read the comments a little bit later on. You know what I mean? Hold on. I know I said I wasn't gonna do that, but okay. He talking about Schofield. I ain't really about to get into Schofield like that. I'm not really a big fan of the dude. But Shakur Stevenson, man. So Shakur Stevenson, you know, obviously, you know, it seems like as of lately, Shakur Stevenson has adopted the heel role. He's playing the role of a heel. I remember at one point in time, like when he made his pro debut, he was that kid on the come up, always smiling, had that pretty nice image, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, since he's climbed up like the ranks and stuff like that, and you know, won world titles in multiple weight classes and stuff like that, he's pretty much adopted the villain role, similar to Pretty Boy Floyd when he came up. He started off as a nice kid, but then started to get, how can you say this? He developed some type of charisma. You know what I mean? And started to run his mouth and started to walk it how he talked it. And it seems like Shakur Stevenson is actually doing the same thing. You feel what I mean? And I have there's nothing wrong with that. I actually have a history of gravitating towards fighters that walk it like they talk it. I love when guys talk their shit and then they able to back it up and do exactly what they said they was going to do, which is why I was a huge fan of Pretty Boy Floyd on the come up. So it seems like Shakur Stevenson has been adopting that same rule. Shakur Stevenson does have a history of getting into it with people who he's had friendships with in the past. Joette Gonzalez, from what I understand, he was dating the dude's sister at one time, and they actually had known each other, actually had sparred each other. You feel what I mean? They wasn't always on the best terms, but they had that connection. They had a mutual connection at one point. moving along, you know, him and Jamel Herring was cool at one point, to the point where I believe Jamel Herring wasn't even considering fighting Shakur Stevenson. But Shakur Stevenson let it be known that, you know, you in his way, and, you know, you competition. So they had to fight. So it wasn't necessarily bad blood, but, you know, there was things definitely got like a little chippy between them in the build up to their fight. You know, Shakur touching his belts and stuff like that. And, you know, Bomac's team and Shakur's team talking back and forth or whatever. You know, wasn't nothing disrespectful at all. But, you know, it was like some tension, definitely some tension in the building. So now we moving on. Shakur Stevenson misses weight at 130 pounds, moves up to 135 as a result. And it happens to be somebody that happens to be in the division that's the undisputed champion at lightweight, Devin Haney. Him and Shakur had a pretty good friendship on the come up. From what I understand, from what Bill Haney was saying, Shakur used to stay at this man's house, used to be in Devin Haney's house. They used to travel. They used to travel for work. They used to travel for tournaments, I believe, and things of that nature. They actually had a pretty good relationship. These guys were good friends at one point. Anybody that pretty much stayed over your house or has an idea of what your house looked like or actually has been in your home before, it takes a certain level of trust to get to that point. You know what I mean? You're just not letting strangers in your house. So that just lets me know that they were pretty good friends, better than what Shakur Stevenson made it out to be. You know what I'm saying? But I guess since he moved up at 135, you know, he's seen Devin have all the belts, and he recognizes himself as a championship level fighter. He understood, like, yo, all right, so I'm not about to just sit here and fight and not get a belt. I want to be the best in whatever division I'm at. So we in competition now. You know what I mean? And since then, you know, they started bickering back and forth. You know what I mean? Shakur got in the ring after Devin Haney's win and stuff like that. And you know, things started to go downhill from there. It went from, you know, a competitive standpoint to definitely getting personal. You feel me? He disrespected Bill Haney as a elder quite consistently, man. Definitely consistently. They definitely got into it back and forth. You know, Devin Haney said something about Shakur's mom as a result of Shakur saying something about his dad. You know what I mean? They was talking about when I see you, it's up, and you better not have. If you better hope you don't have security with you. So it definitely got personal. Definitely got a little bit too carried away. You know what I mean? I don't think it was necessarily that deep, but, you know, maybe there's no reason to really resolve the situation, considering the fact that they may face each other in the future. You see what I mean? So there's probably no reason to really fix it as of right now. But, you know, I thought that was honestly corny from both sides. You know what I mean? They didn't really need to get that personal. But, you know, Shakur Stevenson is an emotional dude who likes to express his feelings through social media. That's something that he's done habitually since he's been, like, you know, at the top of the boxing world. You feel me? So that's just how he likes to give it up, bro. I mean, I can't tell a man how to move about his day. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the type of time that Shakur Stevenson has been on. And him and Devin Haney, as of right now, there's definitely bad blood between each other. You know, whenever they consider it fighting each other outside the ring, it's pretty personal. You know what I mean? Because they're pretty well controlled, composed guys outside of the ring. Boxers are, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, since then, Devin Haney, you know, that 25% offer that they had at 135, you know, Devin Haney moves up to 140, relinquishes all his belts, or at least vacates them. Shakur Stevenson fights for the vacant WBC title, obtains it. So now Devin Haney has moved on since then and has been at 140 pounds, beat Regis Prograis, and becomes a WBC super lightweight champion of the world. Since then, he's taken on the challenge against Ryan Garcia, which should be taking place April 20th. You know, emphasis on should. Well, you know, quotations on should. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's been a lot of suspicions and reports as of lately that Ryan Garcia may be pulled out of this fight against Devin Haney for obvious reasons. You know what I'm saying? Miles Jordan said, pause, damn, I'm wilding for that one there. He likes to give it up. I ain't even mean it like that, but I see what you're talking about, man. Yeah, I slipped on that one. My fault, my brother. Yeah, I mean, I gotta come correct. That's probably a fucking pause too, but regardless, my fault. You know what I'm saying? That's my bad. But anyway, you ain't gonna be on top of your game all the time. You feel me? Some shit just happen like that. But so since then, man, you know, there's been a lot of suspicions and reports saying that there might be a possibility that Ryan Garcia might be pulled out of the fight for obvious reasons, man. You know, his mental is all over the place. Y'all wilding in the comments. His mindset has been all over the place. It seems like the last thing that he's worried about at this particular time is Devin Haney. Doesn't seem to be worried about Devin Haney at all. He mentions him here and there, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it seems like his mind is on a million things at once. He's showing you that he's not okay. This man is crying on camera, forcing tears down his eyes. You see what I mean? Talking about suing the New York State Athletic Commission because they want a mental health evaluation. You feel me? But can you blame them, bro? It's like, and then you crying that they might possibly cancel your fight, bro. Why don't you just shut the fuck up? Why don't you just shut the fuck up? And then maybe they will because they'll forget the shit that you was doing previously and they'll let you fight. Why are you crying? It's like it's like you trying to give. It's almost like you fishing for a reason. It's like you want them to cancel your fight so you won't have to fight this man because it'll take too much off of your career if you were to just blatantly pull out. So instead of you blatantly pulling out, you're doing all these antics in hopes that somebody pulls you out of the fight without you having to do it yourself. You feel what I mean? And like I've been saying, I've said it multiple times. Initially, I thought he was trolling. You see what I mean? I thought he was trolling, but as the time is going on, it just seems like it's becoming a little too much past trolling at this point. I think that this man is going cuckoo. You see what I mean? That's just what I personally think. I think he just, falling off the deep end somewhere. So it is what it is, man. That's pretty much what's been going on with him. So as a result, Shakur Stevenson has been talking on social media and stuff like that, and has been saying that he will be willing to be a substitute for Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? And that's not the only person who's come out and said they'll be a substitute. Most recently, Adrian Broner said that he'll fight him. You see what I mean? And there's been a whole lot of people that have been wanting to get this Devin Haney opportunity. You know what I mean? And Arnold Barbosa, you know what I mean? He might be the lead candidate, but he's expressed his interest and filling in for Ryan Garcia as well. You know what I mean? And I thought Golden Boy Promotions put that man Arnold Barbosa in that press conference with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia because they understand that there's a likelihood that Ryan Garcia may pull out. So they want to introduce Arnold to the people. So when he does get lined up with Devin Haney, maybe strong maybe, that the people won't be unfamiliar with who he is. I thought that was some foreshadowing right there as well. You see what I mean? So that's pretty much what's been going on lately. You know what I mean? Shakur Stevenson just throwing his hat in there. And this is why I consider Shakur Stevenson clout chasing at this point in time. You see what I mean? And it's not because, I don't think he wants to fight Devin or, do I think he's scared of Devin? No, I not at all. I think he's actually pretty confident that he could beat Devin. You see what I mean? I think that he thinks stylistically he could beat Devin. Confident from prior sparks that he could beat Devin. You could just feel the confidence in that man aura whenever he's talking about the possibility of fighting Devin Haney. That's just what I personally believe. He comes across very confident when speaking about facing Devin Haney. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not that. Now, the reason why I believe that this is clout chasing is because he knows that there's no way in hell that on 4 weeks' notice Devin Haney will face Shakur Stevenson. I believe Shakur Stevenson wouldn't take Devin Haney on 4 weeks' notice. You know what I'm saying? Is Shakur Stevenson religiously in the gym? Yes. Has he been sparring, staying sharp on his craft? Most likely. But it's a difference between staying in the gym and being locked in for camp. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have pros that don't got fight dates until probably like the end of May, but they still come in the gym, shadow box a little bit, fuck around, and probably do like some light sparring to help some of the amateurs and shit like that, but they're not in full camp mode. And respectfully, I think that Shakur Stevenson understands that Devin Haney is not a joke, and this is somebody that you're going to need a 6 to 8 week camp of straight focus to be most successful, to be in the best possible situation possible to defeat Devin Haney. Devin Haney is not the type of dude that you could just fuck around at the gym and then all of a sudden just jump into a 4 week camp and you got to worry about weight. You got to find the right sparring, bro. It's not enough time. You see what I mean? I don't give a fuck what Shakur Stevenson talking about. That's what I believe in that instance, that he's a clout chaser. Another reason. And that's another thing. And with Devin Haney's side, there's no way Devin Haney and his team are going to be prepared for somebody like Ryan Garcia again, all this orthodox work. You see what I mean? And then all of a sudden, jump into a Shakur Stevenson fight, who's a southpaw, who fights totally different than Ryan. So they gotta throw that game plan out and then come out with a totally different game plan. You know what I'm saying? And then bring in, kick those sparring partners out, bring in some whole new sparring, find southpaws from all over who might have some type of similarities to Shakur Stevenson. Bro, that's not gonna go well within 4 weeks' time. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna need an additional 2 to 4 weeks on top of that in order to get ready for somebody like Shakur. So, on both sides, it really don't make sense. And it won't be in their best interest to take on I want to say last minute, but there's some people that take 8 weeks to get that take 8 weeks of their time to prepare for one fight. So you're going to cut that down to half of that time to prepare for the hardest opponent of your career? That don't really make sense, right? On either side, for Shakur or Devin Haney, it don't make sense to just take 4 weeks to get ready for each other. 2, another reason. Just think of from the business aspect, it makes no fucking sense at all. Obviously, Ryan Garcia, who's with Golden Boy Promotions, Devin Haney is his own promoter with DHP Promotions, right? As far as I'm concerned, Shakur Stevenson isn't with neither one of them. He's not with DHP. He's not with Golden Boy, right? This is a Golden Boy event overall. This is Oscar De La Hoya running this shit. This is Bernard Hopkins running this shit. You know what I'm saying? So why the hell would they take on a Golden Boy card? Why would they take a DHP fighter and Devin Haney and a top-ranked fighter to headline a Golden Boy Promotions card? Wouldn't they have a Golden Boy fighter headline a Golden Boy event? So you mean to tell me that last minute they're gonna throw Ryan Garcia to the side, disregard Arnold Barboza, who's also a Golden Boy fighter, and then throw Shakur Stevenson in there when that man has 2 promoters, and you talking about they already got to bust a check down with Devin Haney. You see what I mean? So now they're gonna bust a check down with DHP. They're going to bust a check down with Bob Arum at Top Rank and the other promoter that's associated with Shakur Stevenson. They're going to break bread between 3 promoters? Where the fuck that money going to be at? Where their return on investment going to be at? Just thinking about it from a business standpoint, that shit don't make sense neither. Now, if, Shakur Stevenson was a free agent or something like that, that would make sense. I mean, it would make more sense, I would say. You know what I'm saying? But start like a business point, it don't make no sense, bro. What the hell? Why would Golden Boy host a DHP fighter versus a top-ranked fighter on their card? Now, if this was a DHP event, cool. You know what I mean? You got a DHP fighter going up against a top-ranked dude. If it's a top-ranked event and you got Shakur versus Devin, okay, cool. Devin done went over to the top rank side before. He has a history of doing so. Cambosa's a homer. Makes sense. But don't add up, bro. There's no way they would even do that. It doesn't even make business sense. They're not going to make no fucking money busting checks down, splitting the pot between 3 different motherfuckers, bro. He said it's cap. He turned down 25% for Undisputed. What you mean, Rudy? I wasn't talking about that. Explain what you're talking about, because that wasn't the situation I was referring to. Oh, or are you saying that it's cap that he would fight Dev? Teach says, as Bill Haney says, according to Muhammad Ali Act, you can't stop a fighter from making bread. I need further explanation on that. I know what the Muhammad Ali Act is, though. Well, regardless, let's move on from the situation. Like Anonymous said, let's stay on the topic. So, yeah, it just didn't make sense from a business aspect. Like, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, there's no way Golden Boy is going to, headline a card between 2 guys that are neither one of them are tied with them. You know what I mean? That are with different promotions. That makes zero sense. You know what I mean? And what bothers me more than anything is that Shakur Stevenson knows that. Shakur Stevenson has been in the game long enough to understand that that makes zero business sense at all. You see what I mean? At all. But he's still deciding to talk anyway. You know, you talking like this shit is possible, but in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, you know that there's no way in hell that Oscar's gonna come up with a deal to appease both of these guys and, you know, blatantly just share this money. But bro, they not doing none of that. If they're gonna line Devin Haney up with somebody, if Ryan pull out, it's gonna be a Golden Boy Promotions fighter, Arnold Barbosa. Arnold Barbosa is gonna be the only one that gets this opportunity, unless they just fucking pull William Cepeda out somewhere. I highly doubt it. You know, Cepeda just fought. You see what I mean? But like, there's Arnold Barbosa is the guy that's gonna step in, if anything, a Golden Boy fighter. They're only gonna give a Golden Boy fighter this opportunity. Think about it this way, right? Oscar De La Hoya's whole objective is to have a fighter from his stable defeat Devin Haney, because what that does is that brings the WBC title over to their side, which gives them more leverage to make bigger fights. It's almost like they paying this man, bro. It's like they got this man in the scope. They got this man in the scope, and all they got to do is find the right time, the perfect time to pull the trigger. And the bullet is the fighter. You know what I'm saying? The bullet is the fighter. And if that bullet is strong enough to take that motherfucker down that's in the scope, then, you know what I mean, they're going to be rewarded. Wait, what? Yeah, Barbosa's in the gym. Yeah, he definitely in the gym. And I guarantee you Barbosa is training for Devin Haney right now. He's training for Devin Haney right now. That's why I was telling in my previous videos, I was like, yo, I hope Bill and Devin are looking at tapes of Arnold Barbosa, because y'all can't trust Ryan Garcia to make it to April 20th. This boy bugging the fuck out. He just downed a bottle of wine the other day and said that he was going to down a whole bottle of NyQuil, and he talking all this crazy shit, bro. It's only a matter of time before he have a mugshot online and he do some crazy shit like he run out the crib naked or some shit. You don't know what type of time he gonna be on, bro. That boy cuckoo, I'm telling you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. But what I was saying with that in the scope reference, they fighters is the bullets. They need a bullet that's gonna be able to take this motherfucker down, right? Pause. So with that being known, they're not gonna let somebody else, you know, get that shot and take that opportunity from them. They want to have something within their arsenal that's gonna be able to take that down so they can reap the benefits of that reward. You see what I mean? So that's just what it is, bro. They're not gonna give nobody else an opportunity unless they're tied with them from contractually. The hell? So they're gonna let a top ranked fighter beat Devin Haney, so he can go back to top rank, and, you know, with that WBC title and the Golden Boys left with nothing. Makes no sense at all. Shakur Stevenson knows this. He knows that it's not possible. He knows he's not gonna fight Devin Haney in 4 weeks. He knows they're not gonna offer him that, because he knows he's been in the game long enough to know that makes no business sense right now. So if you're aware of all of this and you just talking, obviously you clout chasing. It's clear you just looking for attention. You just trying to stir some shit up for attention for yourself, bro. You just trying to keep yourself relevant. Textbook definition of clout chasing. Textbook definition of clout chasing, bro. Simple and plain. And, you know, I don't care how nobody really feel about it. Like, if you think about it objectively, if y'all stop swinging from Shakur's sack, you know what I'm saying, and just be your own man for once, and just think for yourself at once, then you will really understand that it's clear as day that it's clout chasing. And I don't give a fuck what Shakur say about it. Look, Rudy G's calling him shit cap. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. There's no other way to explain it. It's like he does a lot of shit. Not only is he an emotional dude, because Shakur Stevenson is extremely emotional. You know what I'm saying? He be on these interviews talking about, but I'm a real man. One thing about me, I'm a real nigga, bro. Look, I'm a real nigga, bro. Man, shut up with all that shit, bro. Niggas who keep on saying that type shit they overcompensating. When you claim to be this real, you don't need to talk about it. You feel me? So if you constantly got to remind motherfuckers that you like that, it's probably you trying to psych yourself out. Because as far as I'm concerned, a lot of the people that you was cool with, you not cool with no more. Like I thought him and Africa was close. Richardson Hitchens. I swore they was close. I swore these motherfuckers was cool as day. You know what I'm saying? Richardson Hitchens has an opinion on something that Shakur don't agree with, and then all of a sudden he just cut him off and make it seem like Richardson Hitchens done switched on him or something. No, that man just had an opinion that, went against yours. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Like Fabulous said, bro. One of my favorite rappers said, "Money ain't the root of all evil. Now attention is, bro." And it's crazy that it seems like as fighters have gotten more inactive, they just been seeking more. They just been, tweeting more. Like they can't fight as much as they used to, but they talking more than they ever did. You see what I mean? So either motherfuckers gotta fight more, or they just gonna keep on talking that shit on social media and ain't shit gonna come about it. Another thing, it seems like Shakur Stevenson has a lot of animosity towards Bill Haney. And I could probably see why, because Bill Haney like to run his fucking mouth. He talk cash shit. You see what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you worried about the wrong shit. You not fighting Bill Haney. Why the fuck are you so worried about this man's opinion and what he got going on? Why are you so invested emotionally into that man? That's not your father. You see what I mean? Your father was out in Puerto Rico somewhere. You worried about the wrong shit. You see what I mean? So he real invested in Bill Haney. He talked crazy to Bill Haney. He disrespect Devin Haney. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Gervonta Davis, man, the energy is not the same, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I've been on Gervonta Davis, like I've been on him lately. You see what I mean? I've been holding him accountable for the shit that he hasn't been doing in his career that I feel like he needs to be doing. You know what I mean? I feel like he needs to make more moves. You know what I mean? He gotta cater to the fans now. He done made a couple dollars already. Now it's time to cater to the fans. So I've been on Gervonta Davis because I know that he's capable of doing more than what he's bringing to the table right now. You know what I mean? Whenever I'm talking, bro, I'm never coming from how can I say this? I'm not coming from I'm not coming with ill intent. I'm not here to disrespect you. I'm talking strictly from the perspective of a boxing fan, not a boxing fan of an individual, a boxing fan, a fan of the sport of boxing. So I got love for all of these guys because at the end of the day, they sacrificing their lives to entertain me. Now, there's guys that I'm not too big on. You know what I mean? There's guys that I prefer not to watch and stuff like that, but I still respect them for what they contribute to the sport, whether I'm a fan of them or not. You see what I mean? So when I come on here discussing these topics or speaking on certain fighters, it's never me like going out of my way to just bomb on them or disrespect their family or what their religion is and shit like that, bro. I'm really just talking because I want them to do better. I want them to be better fighters for the fans. You feel me? So it is what it is. Per guy, he said his dad did pass away. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put it in past tense. I said he was in Puerto Rico somewhere. You see what I mean? I'm understanding that situation, and it's unfortunate. But I just feel like he invests too much energy into a man who he's never going to fight. Like Bill Haney, you never have to worry about signing the contract to fight him. So there's no reason for you to be having so much animosity towards this man. You feel what I mean? Devin Haney, on the other hand, I can understand that a little bit more, but y'all actually, I mean, despite y'all being like rivals now and possibly fighting each other in a few years, y'all still got a history. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done had some great memories together. You see what I mean? So it don't really need to be taken there. You see what I mean? And neither one of y'all is street niggas to keep it a buck with you. You feel what I mean? So y'all need to stop acting like y'all like that. You feel what I mean? Neither one of y'all is street. Devin, he don't claim to be street at all, but Shakur act like he got some type of mean streak to him. I was like, yo, bro, we all come from the hood, bro. Just because we come from the hood don't mean we street niggas, though. You see what I mean? I grew up in the worst neighborhood in Philadelphia, and shit, my parents ain't never let me step off the porch. You know what I mean? So I come from the hood, but I'm not out here in the streets, you know what I mean? Like hopped off the porch and, never turned my back type shit. No, I was never like that. You know what I'm saying? Now we can have a little bit of a mean streak to us, yeah, because of where we from and stuff like that. But they be talking like they really be on something like, when I see you, what's up, and you better not have security. Man, stop it, bro. Stop it. Cut it off. Like niggas gotta switch their whole approach up. Like you not like that. A lot of y'all only tough in the ring to keep it a buck. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Once we get to a certain point and we grown men, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no reason to be fighting in those streets anyway. Keep it 1,000. Especially when there's motherfuckers, they got a lot more money than I do. Shakur and Devin. So ain't really no reason to be out here talking like you gonna do this when you see him and you better hope you don't have security and you acting like you gonna run down on somebody. You know what I mean? Come on, stop it. Keep this shit gangster, man. Keep this shit boxing. All the other shit these niggas talking about, shit goofy. You feel me? But yeah, man. So that's pretty much my take on the whole situation with Shakur Stevenson, man. He definitely clout chasing. He definitely got to tighten up because that shit don't look good at all. And for real, Shakur Stevenson got a lot of cleaning up to do on his image. You see what I mean? So, because I'm gonna keep it 1,000, man. That Edwin De Los Santos definitely lost him some respect amongst like the casual boxing fans. Like the hardcore boxing fans still know that Shakur is one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? He a bad motherfucker. That's a fact. But amongst the casual boxing fans, now there's the stigma around him that he likes to run, which ain't really true because Shakur's, well, I'm not going to say it's not true, but I'm not going to say that generalizes Shakur Stevenson because in all honesty, he's flat-footed in a lot of fights that he's been in. You know what I mean? He'll usually sit in front of you, make you miss, and then shoot shots in between, place body shots and shit like that. But casual boxing fans look at him like he's a runner, and a lot of them believe that he's scared to get hit. You know what I mean? Now, to me, I just think that he's just following the simple rule of boxing, the number one rule, and it's to hit and not get hit. You see what I mean? But it does seem like he takes a more cautious approach when it comes to guys who could really crack, like Nakatila and now Edwin De Los Santos. You feel what I mean? So he's gonna have to turn some things around, man, if he wants them people back on his side. And all it's really gonna take is like one good performance. Like let's say he fights William Cepeda, right? And he just washes Cepeda, like how he did Valdez, just outclasses him, whoops his ass, drops him and shit like that. And they'll be like, oh, it was the injury. Shakur Stevenson is back. But outside of the ring, man, he just need to tighten up on social media and stop giving everybody attention. You see what I mean? He giving like YouTube content creators so much attention and going back and forth with it with them, responding to pages that got like 12 followers on Twitter. Bro, why the fuck Shakur? How many followers Shakur Stevenson got on Twitter, bro? Let's check this out. Shakur gotta have at least 100K. He has 255,000 followers, bro. And he's responding to dudes who got 700. Now, I'm not trying to make it seem like he's better than somebody because he got more followers than them. But at the end of the day, man, you a much bigger platform than that dude. Why the hell is you giving that man so much attention? He probably got 700 followers because of you. You know what I'm saying? They probably just, you know what I'm saying? They're probably getting them. He probably getting all them damn followers because you keep acknowledging them. Look, you're responding to another dude who got 400 followers. You see what I mean? It's just like you giving too much attention to these people. And this whole I'm a real nigga, bro. I'm a real nigga. Yo, real niggas don't pay attention to clowns, bro. You see what I mean? My channel not even big yet, bro. I got 1.7K subscribers, 1.75K subscribers. You see what I mean? So my platform is not that big. I get a few comments or whatever, shit like that. But even at this point, it's like, bro, I don't respond to everybody that comments on my videos. You see what I mean? Even if they saying something crazy about me, like they be dudes that be obsessed with me talking about my looks. Oh, oh man, this nigga let his beard grow too long. This light-skinned nigga don't know what he talking about, man. Bro, I don't even listen to them, bro. I don't even read the whole shit. There be people that be writing paragraphs about me, just obsessed with me, talking about me and what the fuck I had going on and shit. Bro, you worried about the wrong shit, bro. I just go about my day. Now, if I got a smaller platform and I'm able to do that, then Shakur Stevenson should be able to do the same shit. You see what I mean? I'm sure that he could see that one comment refresh, and that comment will be all the way down towards the fucking bottom in that small amount of time. You see what I mean? So if I'm able to do so, Shakur Stevenson should be able to do so. Stop giving everybody your attention, man. Not everybody is deserving of your energy and your attention. You see what I mean? So if you watching right now, if you one of the 28 people that's in the building, I doubt it. But if you one of the 28 people that's in the building, man, just take some advice for once and stop acting like you know what's best for yourself all the time. You see what I mean? Because I feel like you one of them dudes that feel like you know it all. Or you feel like niggas can't really tell you shit because, they didn't get as far as you did, or niggas don't got money. Like, bro, cut it out, bro. You can learn from anybody. Anybody. You can learn some good shit from anybody. You can learn from anybody. You see what I mean? So you open your mind up a little bit more and stop letting these motherfuckers get it to you, bro. Get out your feelings and get in your bag, my nigga. You feel me? So that's pretty much all I gotta say about Shakur Stevenson, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna deep fry the dude or nothing like that, but we about to get into deep frying on some Keith Thurman. You feel me? Boxing Film says, Mazuma, all seriousness, do you think Gervonta Davis fights Shakur Stevenson before he retires? Do you think Davis really wants it? This is the problem that I think is going on with Gervonta Davis, man. And it's equally his fault as much as his team. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, he is in control of his career. He's aware of that. You see what I mean? Because once you reach a certain level of superstardom where you generating millions of dollars, you selling out in multiple locations and shit like that, you definitely have more leverage in comparison to the dude that's on the come up right now, not selling too many tickets. Now, Gervonta was on the come up and, like a prospect and was really unknown, like 2-3 fights or whatever. Then he can't really he doesn't have much of a say in like who he fights or how he decides to go about his career. He pretty much got to take what's handed to him until he earns his stripes. You know what I mean? But Gervonta Davis has earned his stripes plenty of years ago, many years ago. You see what I mean? Back when he beat Jose Pedraza, that's when he proved that he could be a star in the sport of boxing. So ever since then, he could have taken over his career in all honesty. You see what I mean? But what's happening is that, he's let guys who are like pretty much cancers to the sport, like Leonard Ellaby, who's a fucking cancer to the sport. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, because all this man do is disrespect the boxing fans. You know what I mean? He never wants to give them what they want, and he acts like he fucking knows it all. You see what I mean? Well, all you was doing was just massaging Floyd back while he was in his corner, getting his 1 minute break. You see what I mean? That's all the fuck you was known for. You was carrying his spit buckets and, putting fucking cold rags on his neck and, massaging the back of his head and shit like that, rubbing fucking ice on his scalp and shit. That's what you was doing. You see what I mean? So the fact that you be out here talking like you was the one behind all these big fights being made, nah, bro. You was the CEO of Mayweather Promotions because you were loyal to Floyd. So Floyd just gave you that opportunity because he could trust you. In terms of you making these fights happen, you know who was making these fights happen. It was Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? You was just one of the faces because Al Heyman don't show his. You feel me? So let's just get that shit out the way right now. So I'll be sick of when he be talking about, we make the biggest fights happen, man. Oh, we make the biggest fights happen, man. With big ass nose like that. Yeah, man, we make the biggest fights happen, man. Tank do whatever he want to do. Bro, we made the biggest, man. Don't nobody sound like we do. Fucking clown ass nigga, man. Then he be talking about slapping the shit out of people. I heard him talking about he's gonna slap Eddie Hearn. Nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing. Keep it a buck. You ain't gonna do nothing, nigga. Wish he would threaten me like that. See, cause Tank do, don't nobody tell Tank to do nothing. Don't Tank what? Man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Stupid ass. But anyway, he been coming out here. He be coming out here talking about that Tank don't got to do this and he can move whenever the hell he want, and pretty much like nobody could tell him shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's been real annoying. And I think that Gervonta Davis is easily manipulated. You know what I mean? I think that he's been brainwashed into believing that, boxing fans' opinions don't matter and that you jump whenever the hell they want you to jump, whenever you want to jump, and the fans will always be there and things like that. We just gonna keep fighting this style of fighters until, the fight is at its peak. Bro, listen, Floyd Mayweather was in a rare situation. You see what I mean? That Manny Pacquiao fight was a once in a lifetime type opportunity. You see what I'm saying? You had a guy in Manny Pacquiao who looked unstoppable at one point, and conquered 8 divisions, and beat some marquee names and shit like that. And then you had Floyd Mayweather, who's never lost. Has faced very little adversity in his career, and they thought that Manny Pacquiao had the recipe to give him his first L. You know what I'm saying? And Manny Pacquiao continued proving he was great, and Mayweather continued proving that they was great, proving that he was great, and then they ended up colliding at the end. And it was an iconic fight because it had such a strong hold on the casual and hardcore boxing fans that everybody paid into it. It's very rare situations that'll marinate and get to that point. You know what I'm saying? I guess they thought that was what was going to happen with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. No, not at all. Not at all. And there's been a lot of fights that have over marinated as a result that we may never see that would have been great at certain points, like Wilder Joshua. They try to take that Mayweather path with that, completely fell through. Jarrett Hurd versus Jamal Charlo. When Jarrett Hurd was at his peak, that would have been an amazing fight to see. That fell through. Amir Khan and Kell Brook. Let that shit over marinate. Fell through. Even though they fought, they were both shells of themselves. You see what I mean? Anonymous said Loma, Mikey Garcia. That's another good one. You see what I mean? There was a lot of fights, bro. There was a lot of fights. And I think that they're under the impression that they could replicate that type of big fight. You know what I'm saying? They think that Shakur and fucking Tank will be the next Manny Pacquiao and Floyd. They think that Haney and Tank will be the next Mayweather and Pacquiao. You see what I mean? Like, it don't really work like that. You see what I mean? And neither one of them were big stars like them guys anyway. You see what I mean? Like, Floyd Mayweather was at the top of his game, being top tier guys for well over a decade before he fought Pacquiao. That man stood on top for about a decade and a half before he fought Manny Pacquiao. These dudes ain't doing nothing, man. That man conquered 5 divisions before he fought Pac. What is they doing? Floyd was unified in 2 weight classes at the same time before he fought Pac. What are they doing? They fighting once a year type shit. Floyd started doing that towards the end of his career, but Floyd was already a Hall of Famer by the time he was like what? By the time he got well into 35, he was already looked at as like one of the top guys, Hall of Fame material and shit like that. Like, come on, man. These dudes ain't accomplished nowhere near what the fuck Floyd accomplished, and they think that they could get a super fight like that on and popping. Man, stop it, man. And I don't even like to get into numbers like that, but come on, man. So what I think about Gervonta Davis, in all honesty, is that he's easily manipulated by Floyd and them, by Leonard Ellaby and all of them. And as a result, they've held him back. You see what I mean? I think that they've held him back severely. His resume should have a lot more depth than it currently has. I think that there was plenty of fights that he could have made that were very obtainable in terms of winning at certain points. Like I've said multiple times, man. I think that if he would have fought Tevin Farmer, I think he would have watched Tevin. You see what I mean? But for some reason, they didn't want him fighting a black slick fighter at that time. I think that he would have had a good chance at Vasyl Lomachenko. I know there's a lot of people that think differently, but I think stylistically, based off of what I've seen give Loma trouble in his career, I think that Gervonta would have given him a tough fight, or possibly even stopped him or beat him or something. I think that he has what it takes to beat somebody like Lomachenko. You see what I mean? Especially right now at 35, I think that he could beat Lomachenko. It would have been a lot more difficult at 30, but I think he had the recipe to be a tough fight for Loma and possibly beat him. You see what I mean? And I think that he was young enough at that time that if he were to take a loss to Loma, he would have been able to get his career back on a straight path. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He would have definitely had a lot more respect for boxing fans and shit like that. Pagat Petit says, I think Frank Martin is a better fighter than Farmer. Yeah, I think so. They different types of fighters. They bring different qualities to the table. But I'll tell you what, Tevin Farmer is more accomplished than Frank Martin. So you may feel like he's better, but he's not more accomplished. Frank Martin has never gotten a world title. Tevin Farmer has gotten a world title with multiple title defenses. You see what I mean? So that's that. So you may feel like he's better, but I think Tevin Farmer would look better on Tank resume. So I mean, I like your opinion though. I do think that Frank Martin is more dangerous, but he's also uh I think that Frank Martin's style is more tailor made for Tank than Tevin is because Tank would have been very capable of knocking Tevin out, but Tevin would have been harder to hit. Frank Martin is a guy, and I don't know why they keep describing him as like this black slick fighter, bro. Frank Martin is not a black slick fighter. He's not, bro. He's gonna come. He's walking to you. He's a stepper, bro. He coming to get you, bro. He coming to you with the high guard, and he looking to be aggressive, come forward. You know what I mean? Like what highlights have you seen of Frank Martin that made him look like he was slick? Defensively, nah, bro. He's not a black slick fighter. Tevin Farmer is the definition of a black slick fighter. You know what I mean? So with Frank Martin being a more aggressive guy, come forward, there's a lot more opportunities for a Tank to hit him. So I think that although Frank Martin may be more dangerous, he's more susceptible or easier to get knocked out against Tank Davis. That's what I believe. Do you think there is such thing as a fight under marinating? Yeah, and I got several examples. Like, there's been some fights that has happened in Philly. Like, y'all can look up this one: Steven Ortiz versus Jeremy Cuevas. Now, at this point in time, they were both undefeated lightweights on the come up. And Steven Ortiz is still undefeated, but he's been inactive, I believe, due to health reasons. But Steven Ortiz was undefeated lightweight. Jeremy Cuevas was an undefeated lightweight with a lot of knockouts. You see what I mean? And they headlined like the Met in Philadelphia, which is like a pretty solid, probably hold like 5,000 people or something like that in the Met. I'm not sure. Let me see. The Met Philadelphia capacity. Let me check. I'll tell y'all right now. Capacity. Well, 3,500. So I was close. I hold 3,500 people. And in all honesty, that fight could have very well been on Showbox. You know what I mean? They could have definitely got a lot more money. But I'm not gonna say who told me, but from what I heard, it was both undefeated guys, you know what I'm saying, on the come up, like closely getting the contender like status, and they both fought each other for like $5,000. And I was like, damn, like, they could have definitely like went their own separate paths, you know what I mean, build up their careers so where they was known amongst like fans and shit like that. Them fought each other on some Philly versus Philly shit. You know what I mean? So under marinating is a real thing, especially if they both on the come up like Floyd. I'm gonna say this right now. Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason, that's an under marinated fight. Neither one of them have. They've been looking. They've looked like okay. Like Schofield. He got a disqualification win his last fight, but the fight before that, he looked impressive. Abdullah Mason has been shining like a diamond. You know what I'm saying? And every performance he's been in, but they got some ways to go, man. You know what I mean? There's still styles that they have not seen yet. Neither one of them have faced any type of adversity. I don't think neither one of them have even ever been like hit clean before. So for real, is that fight even worth seeing at this point in time? Because let's say Abdullah Mason and Floyd Schofield do fight, and one of them takes a crazy amount of damage. They might come out of that fight and never be the same, and then never rise to their true potential because they took punishment early in their career. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, Glenn Tapia was that kid coming up on HBO. I believe he was from New Jersey or whatever, and they was really trying to build this guy up. But they threw him to the dog. They threw him the Lions Den too early, man. Put him in there with a prime James Kirkland. James Kirkland brutalizes this kid, man. And Glenn Tapia was never the same. He had absorbed so much punishment from James Kirkland, bro. He was never able to take a punch the same again. And if you watch Gabe Rosado versus Glenn Tapia, bro, that shit was sad, bro, because you could see that Glenn Tapia had been so damaged that the smallest punches had the biggest effect on him. And there is such thing as throwing fighters into the fire too soon. You know what I mean? You gotta let them, and that's why matchmaking is so important, man, because you gotta give them, you gotta feed them step by step. You know what I mean? Unless they older and got 300 fights like Loma and shit like that, then you could be sure of them and then just throw them in the mix. But we seen Loma they probably threw him in there too early for real because they put him in there with a tough ass style and a rough, rugged pro vet like Solito, and he came up short. You see what I mean? So they probably threw Loma. I mean, he was able to rise above and overcome those obstacles, but not everybody built like Loma. He could have easily been a sad story where this man was a two-time gold medalist, and they threw him in there in his second fight against a dog, and he got punished, and he was never the same type shit. He never recovered mentally. You see what I mean? So these things can happen. It is very possible. This reminds me of Mick Conlon's career after getting knocked out in his title shot against Lee Wood. His chin is styrofoam now. Yeah, bro. If you absorb a good amount of punishment, you develop some type of neurological damage. Your punch resistance can drop significantly. I've seen it happen, bro. I've seen people get chinned, like take a lot of punishment in fights, and then every time after that, it's like every time they brain get rattled, they can't take the shot, bro. You see what I mean? That's why it's real important to master your craft, bro. Defense, defense, defense. That's why it says, that's why Floyd and them say, uh, you know, uh perfecting your defense helps you last longer in the sport of boxing. That's exactly why. Because if you accumulate too much damage, especially in one sitting, you may never be the same again. And that may be your punch ability, your punch durability, your reflexes might diminish. There's a lot of things. You might become gun shy because you don't believe in your ability to take a punch. It could be a lot of shit, bro. Boxer Film says James Kirkland retired. Well, I seen that he had taken some time off. I think he had did some jail time, and then he had gotten back in the mix. He had gotten stopped in like the first round, bro. He had gotten stopped in like the first round. I haven't seen him since. You see what I mean? So I don't know what's up with James Kirkland right now. He is a little bit older, but I think after the Canelo punishment that he took, man, he took a long time off, and I think the inactivity along with that damage, probably a little mix of both, probably you know took everything up out of him. You know what I'm saying? Because inactivity does kill. I am a big believer of that. He said, "Walk my chin like that." Yeah, that's a fact. Why am I supposed to fight like this? This content creator from Puerto Rico. His name like Gallo. Gallo, the producer. He's supposed to be fighting Juanma Lopez on like an exhibition or whatever. Jordan Scherer says that makes sense. Matchmaking seems like it takes a lot of skill and good judgment. Matchmaking is extremely difficult. There has to be a lot of research being done in the process of, creating these fights. You know what I mean? But there's times where a fighter might get on a matchmaker's bad side, and they put them in there with somebody that they know they'll have trouble with beating or possibly losing to. I think Top Rank is infamous for that. If you on bad terms with Top Rank, then they gonna match you up with a fighter they know you're gonna have issues with, because the thing about a matchmaker is they know your strengths and they know your weaknesses. You see what I mean? They definitely do their research on you. They pick up your tendencies. They see what you're superior, what styles you're superior to, and what styles you may stumble coming across. You see what I mean? Don't nobody know you better than the matchmakers, bro. Your trainers and the matchmakers. You feel me? So matchmaking is real important, because if you misstep just a little bit, you can derail a fighter's career for sure. You see what I mean? But Top Rank is like, they top tier at that, bro. I think they the best in the business when it comes to matchmaking. And that's a fact. I don't think no promotional company is better than them at matchmaking. They can make any fighter look like they next up. You know what I'm saying? That once they get in that title fight, I was like, oh shit, okay. Like they had Edgar Berlanga looking like he was gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? Then they put him in there with a guy who was okay and then exposed a lot of his flaws. You feel what I mean? So matchmaking is real important. It's a reason why a lot of these guys have become world champion. You see what I mean? Like I'm gonna keep it real. Let's call it out. Let's call out a champ like Ray Beltran, bro. Ray Beltran. Ray Beltran became. I'm gonna keep it. He had done a lot of favors for Top Rank, bro. He was loyal to them. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of work for them or whatever. Had some good fights with them, but he needed his green card. I think he needed to do something in the U.S. in order to like renew like his citizenship or some shit like that. He had some type of situation. So Top Rank really guided that man to winning the WBO world title. And he was able to get his citizenship as a result of winning that world title, I believe. So, yo, the Top Rank can make anybody look good. Like for real, bro. I'm gonna call out another fighter like Jamel Herring. Like Jamel Herring, they would have put him in there if he wasn't a result of good matchmaking, he would have never won a world title. Keep it 1,000. You know, I seen that man get stopped on PBC early in his career. You see what I mean? He gets with Top Rank. They blasted this whole Semper Fi shit. There's all this military shit. You know, they like really boosting him up. Like, yo, he's a fighting Marine, and yo, and then they put him in there with like I think Iota. I think that was his name. I forgot his name, man. Some Asian dude. He ended up fighting for the world title, and he had a rough and tough fight with that dude. And it could have really went either way for real, but they ended up giving it to him. You see what I mean? So now it's like, oh, this Marine became world champion, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, all right, man, time's up, nigga. Go get him, Shakur. They was like, all right, man. You know, that it was fun while it lasted. Now let's get you the fuck up out of here. Let's cash you out real quick. You feel me? So, yeah, man, Top Rank is goated when it comes to the matchmaking. For sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. So let's get into this final topic before I get up out of here, man. Definitely feeling good right now. So let's talk about. 'Cause I usually be exhausted around this time, but it is what it is. Let's get into this boy, man. Pause. Keith Nutass Thurman. Let's get into this whole situation, man. For those of y'all who haven't been keeping up with the boxing world as of today, man, according to these reports that have come out to be confirmed, Keith Thurman pulls out of his fight March 30th. That was on March 30th against Tszyu, man, with an apparent injury, of course. From what I heard, it was a bicep injury or something like that. You know what I mean? But there's been some other reports as well that have said that he had tore his clitoris. You know what I mean? You know, it's very difficult when you're as sensitive as Keith Thurman to maintain, you know, some type of durability in your coochie. But it seems like Keith Thurman is out of this fight. You feel me? And it doesn't seem like. All right, man. Look, I'm a little bit distracted over here. You heard me right, Lorenzo. From what I heard, he tore his clitoris. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I heard. I don't know if there's been any. I don't know. Some good sources told me, but I'm not completely sure. You see what I mean? But that's just what I heard. You know, when you're as sensitive and as Keith Thurman, these things can happen. You know what I mean? He has been inactive for a long time in his career, almost a decade looking back, due to just being very sensitive, you know, and very injury prone. So, you know, I should have seen this coming. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily surprised or anything like that, but you know, I thought when the motherfucker cut his hair that, you know, some durability came along with that nut ass shape up he had, but I guess it didn't. You know what I mean? So he's out of the fight. You feel me? It doesn't seem like he's gonna be fighting Tszyu, and you know, he might have made the right move. He might have made the right move. You feel me? Because I don't know, man. Tszyu probably would have whooped that ass or something like that. You know, probably would have sent him back to his wife country. You know, sitting on top of a fucking hilltop, the edge of a hill or some shit, playing his little kazoo or whatever. You feel me? So it's pretty good that he didn't fight Tszyu. You feel me? And Tszyu don't even seem surprised about it. You know what I mean? He not even phased. He was like, "Oh, it is what it is." Like, "Oh, there's another bloke out there for me." Like, he don't give a fuck about Keith Thurman or whatever the fuck he had going on, bro. He probably had a feeling. You know what I'm saying? He probably had a feeling. He was like, and that's so funny because he had like this they just had like a Zoom press conference not too long ago. And Keith was like, "You never fought nobody like me, son. You never fought nobody on my level, son. You're gonna see. You're gonna see March 30th exactly when I'm gonna," spitting all over his fucking webcam and shit like that, just trying to convince Tszyu that he was somebody. You know what I'm saying? And Tszyu was like, "Yeah, mate. Yeah. Crockett." Like, he ain't give a fuck about nothing Keith was talking about. And Keith went on since then, been extremely quiet, and then he pulls out of a fight. So since then, Sebastian Fundora has volunteered to be the replacement for Keith Thurman, and Tszyu has accepted it with no type of problems involved with it. You know what I mean? He didn't side eye it. He accepted it right away. You see what I'm saying? And you got to respect Tszyu for that, man. You know, I think a lot of people have been giving him a lot of criticism because, you know, he's a son of a legend. Let's keep it a buck. Usually the sons of legends don't turn out to be anything, or they turn out to be flukes or overrated and stuff like that. But all honesty, man, Tszyu is taking on all challenges. And you can see the confidence in this man. Like, he's confident in himself, his preparation. He genuinely feels like nobody could fade him, bro. You could just feel it in his aura. You see what I mean? I remember, bro, let's keep it a buck. He was chasing Jamel. He wanted to fight Jamel, bro. Jamel pulled out with an injury. They were supposed to get right back in the mix once he healed from the injury, but then he ran off with the Canelo bag. You see what I mean? Which is why he ended up just obtaining one of Charlo's belts, which I wasn't really tripping about. You feel what I mean? And he's been willing to face any and everybody. Like Brian Mendoza, he had a scary knockout over Fundora. You see what I mean? Tszyu fought him immediately afterwards and little boyed him. Little boyed him, just showed him that he was on a different level than Brian Mendoza. So now he's fighting the dude that Brian Mendoza has stopped, which is Sebastian Fundora, that's 6'6", the towering inferno. You see what I mean? So a lot of people are disappointed at this. Like, how does Sebastian Fundora get another opportunity? He lost his last fight. Oh, well, maybe it's because, just maybe, they were on the same card. They happen to be in the same weight class. And maybe because it's like 11 days until they fight, so a little less than 2 weeks. Who else were they going to be able to get that's of quality on 2 weeks' notice? Do you want him to fight Tony Harrison again? Do you want him, like, what do you want him to do? I'm confused. I feel like that's the best opportunity. I think that's the best opponent that's present, that's available right now. Who else is better than Sebastian Fundora that's available right now? Like, that's ready to fight, in shape, you know, not caught lacking on 2 weeks or on 12 days notice. Who's better? Boots at 154. Boots is not like, Boots is in the gym and he working, but he not taking no fight on 12 days notice. Let's keep it a buck. Like, that's not happening. You know what I mean? I would favor Boots if he had a full king. Don't get it wrong. You know, I fuck with Boots, Jordan. But let's be honest. Let's be objective here. Let's be realistic. Like, Fundora was already on the same card. You see what I mean? He was already on the same card. So it makes me, who is this? I don't even know you, bro. We not modding you. You gotta earn that, my brother. We just not letting nobody on. There's a few people I need to mod though. Let me take care of that real quick. I'm glad you reminded me. Let me see. We gonna mind him. And we gonna mod. Where the fuck he at? All right, right here. We gonna mod my boy right here. And for real, let's mod him. Yep. So appreciate that, but you definitely gotta earn that, my brother. We just don't give them out. You feel me? But ain't no disrespect though. You know what I mean? You stick around, you might get that opportunity. But you know what I mean? I don't understand who's a better replacement to Sebastian Fundora right now. And I think stylistically, it's a good fight. You see what I mean? Like we can say whatever we want about Fundora. Is he deserving of a world title shot right now? No, I mean, not really. You know what I'm saying? Keep it a buck, not really. You know what I mean? I would have rather have seen like Erickson Lubin get another title shot. You know what I mean? But then Sebastian beat Lubin, you know, Jesus Ramos, but then Jesus Ramos lost to Lubin. So it's like, you know, Brian Mendoza just came off of a loss himself. And Tim Tszyu already beat him. So what they gonna do? A rematch? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think Sebastian Fundora is the best opponent for this point in time. You see what I mean? Maybe if there was more time on the table, maybe if it was 6-7 weeks until the fight, Sebastian Fundora might not be the best opponent. But considering the fact that there's literally 11 days until they rumble, this is the best option available. So I don't know why boxer fans is like really tripping so much. It's like, who else? Who else is going to be in fight shape, ready to go? Because if they take another fighter at 154 on 12 days notice and he's not ready and Tim Tszyu punishes him, he's not going to give Tim Tszyu credit anyway. You feel me? And from what I understand, I think this is about to be a unification fight from what I understand, because wasn't Fundora about to fight for the WBC or something? Is this a unification fight? I got to do my research on that. I got to do my Googles. But I don't know, man. Is this going to be a unification fight for the WBO and WBC? Because if so, then that gives them more of a better reason why they should fight. Fundora is a solid replacement for the time frame being. Simple as that. Oh, Rudy G says 2 belts. Okay. Texas 16 South. He says 80-inch reach. Damn. 6'8" reach, bro. That's fucking insane. A 6'8" reach, bro. But what's crazy is he don't use it. Yo, can you imagine if Fundora had like a world-class jab, bro? If he had like a Devin Haney jab, you know what I'm saying? He had one of them type Jones. Bro, them boys at 54 would have a problem. But the problem with Fundora is he got that bully type style. You know what I'm saying? He like to fight in close. He like to fight in close range and break you down and, you know, push you back and stuff like that. He just not cut out for it. Like, he got the body type, but that's just not him. That's not who he is as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He accustomed to doing different things. And that's crazy because I know a lot of tall fighters that like to fight like short fighters. They want to fight on the inside with shorter guys. And I never really understood why. It may be because it's probably boring boxing on the outside and they want some type of contact. You know what I mean? They want to prove something. They want to show that they're not like the typical tall fighter. I don't know what it is, but tall fighters always make it so much more difficult when they try to fight smaller guys on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Rudy G says he fights like Paul Williams. Yeah, Paul Williams is reckless like that. You know what I'm saying? Texas 16 South, he only had one loss and it was his last fight. He going to do better than Keith. So, I mean, based off your logic, then it should be a better fight than the Keith Thurman fight. Bro, I just think it was too many questions with Keith Thurman, man. Like, besides his durability, obviously, you know what I'm saying? All right, bro. Yo, can somebody pack him up, please? Get him up out of here, bro. Dude is a weirdo. Please. His last loss was February 21st. What, last year? Ooh, T said he got Fundora. Okay. That should let you know that this is. I think it's a good fight, man. Yo, we got 35 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, man. Oh, wait, what? Wait, who you talking about? Hold on. Fundora far more recently than that. But Benavidez has a great jab. He has a great jab, and he closes the gap with his jab. Fundora, on the other hand, he literally walks in without one. He literally walks in without one, bro. And he's literally like and Benavidez is much more responsible defensively than Fundora is. You know what I'm saying? Dabrowski says Fundora via split decision. Damn. Hold on, let's take a look at Sebastian Fundora's box rec real quick. So he's 20-1 with one draw. But his last loss was in April 8th of 2023. So he's going to be coming off of nearly a 1-year layoff. So a little less than a year layoff for Sebastian Fundora. He's jumping right into the smoke with Tszyu. Tszyu, on the other hand, fought 3 times last year, all 3 to 4 months apart from each other. And his last fight was in October. So November, December, January, February, March. So 5-month layoff in comparison to 11 a month and some change layoff. So Tszyu has been pretty active. The activity is on his side. You know what I mean? The momentum is on his side. The confidence is on his side because we don't know how Sebastian Fundora is going to bounce back up here from that knockout loss. You see what I mean? He's probably been knocked out in the amateurs. I don't know. If I was to check his amateurs, according to his international fights on BoxRec in the amateurs, he's 3-3, and neither one of them were stoppages. So that's probably his first time ever being knocked out or concussed like that, period. So we got to see how he bounces back up here off of that, because that could be a very challenging thing mentally, according to the right person. You see what I mean? So he hasn't fought since April 8th against Brian Mendoza. So that's something that we got to see with Fundora, how he's going to bounce back off of a knockout loss. Some people are able to, get past that. Some people become gun shy as a result. Different people do different things. So we got to see what Fundora is made of. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt based off of his style. I think he's a dog. So maybe he has that type of mentality where he's able to push through that. You see what I mean? But Fundora is not the most personable guy. He doesn't really talk too much. So we don't really know what he's thinking. So I guess we'll just figure it out in his performance against Tszyu, which is a tough challenge. Sometimes punch resistance can be gone after a KO like that. I mean, that's true. But what I typically find more damage into punch resistance is when they accumulate a lot of damage and then get knocked out. You see what I mean? It seemed like Mendoza and Fundora, I don't even remember the fight all like that, but it seemed like it was competitive. Well, it actually looked like, according to these scorecards right here, Fundora was up until the knockout. Actually, one judge had it 5-1 because he got stopped in the 7th. One judge had it 5-1 and the other judge had him up 6-0. So it seemed like he was up. So he might have been dominating the entire time and just got caught with a big shot. So his punch resistance should be okay. It should be okay. Now, if he got punished for 6 rounds, they got knocked out in the 7th, then, I might be questioning his punch resistance. But considering the fact that, he probably was dominating and just got clipped with one big shot, I don't think it'll do too much. Dabrowski says the worst part was his head bouncing off the canvas. That's where the damage really occurs. That's a fact. That's a great point. Thank you for pointing that out. But from what I seen with the knockdown though, his head bounced off the canvas, but it looked like he was pretty conscious of what he was doing. He just decided not to get up. I seen him nod his head at the ref, you know what I'm saying? He was pretty aware of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? It was just a big blow. You see what I mean? Pause. So I don't know. Man. Like I said, we just gonna have to wait and see. We definitely gonna know because Tszyu gonna hit him with something. Tszyu gonna hit him with a big shot because Fundora doesn't have the best defense. And when he opens up, he's very susceptible to getting hit. You see what I mean? So we just gonna have to see. Karma says he was spaced out. You could tell by his eyes. I mean, yeah, that was a hell of a shot. You know, I wouldn't expect him to have it all together, but at the same time, it did look like he was aware of what was going on at the same time. You know what I mean? I think he just chose the wise decision to not get up. That's what it looked like for me. I mean, we could go over the knockout. Let's react to this knockout real quick because it was a hell of a shot. So, is it right here? Nice. That left hook froze and right hand got him. But this is what I want y'all to pay attention to right here. Let's see if it goes back to him. Look, he's looking up. Look, he's looking at the ref and he like, nah. He chose not to get up. So he made a business decision. He definitely made a business decision. That may be true, Carper. He might have got put back down for sure. But, you know, I mean, that video seemed pretty apparent that he was aware of what was going on. He just made the decision not to get up. 18 months needed. What you mean? What you talking about? Texas? Karma, he could have got up. Like, come on, man. Did you was he awake? Was he awake? Keep it a buck. He was awake. He was able to sit up. He sat up. Look. He sat up. He's conscious. He sees the ref counting. He could have got up. I've seen real knockouts, bro, where motherfuckers not able to get up. He could have got up. Sound like that whole Ryan Garcia shit. Oh, he couldn't have got up. You ever got hit with a body shot? Yes, nigga. He got up right when it was 10. Could have got up. He chose not to. I've seen fighters get knocked down worse and still get up. So let's not make excuses for these fighters. Mexican boxing #1. He says, like Fred from Barbershop said, it's a fake injury because they can't pay Thurman millions because the tickets ain't selling. The pay-per-view's not doing well. Then why would they announce the fight anyway? I mean, that's an opinion. You know what I mean? Y'all could follow through with that, but why make the fight in the first place if they're not able to pay him? Were they under the impression that it was selling and they found out it didn't, so they just claimed the injury so they could pull him out? I don't know. And what are they under the impression that Sebastian Fundora would do better numbers than Keith? I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I don't really like getting into them type of conversations anyway. Like, I don't really like talking about money and all that. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, now if they said that Keith Thurman didn't look good in camp and he didn't like his preparation, or he didn't feel like he was 100% ready for Tszyu, so he faked the injury, that might make more sense. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know what to really make of it, bro. I don't put nothing past boxing nowadays with all the bullshit that be going on. It's crazy how people just make excuses for fighters, bro. It's crazy. I think if bro was sitting up like that, he was conscious enough to decide to get up. That's a fact. And like, I've been in boxing my whole life, bro. Like my whole life. I know when somebody is capable of getting up, and I know when they're not capable of getting up. He chose not to get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fell hard. But like, we seen Amir Khan get hit hard against Danny Garcia with that hook. He hit him, bang, hit him with that hook. This man dropped, head bounce off the canvas, just like Fundora. And what he did, he got his ass up, right? He actually made it through the round. And Amir Khan is known as the guy with the glass chin. He got up and he fell just as hard as Fundora, if not harder. So Fundora was awake. He looking at the ref. He's talking to him. He decides not to get up. He quit, if we being honest. He made a business decision. He felt like it was best that he did not get up. Just like Ryan Garcia did. And that's the reality. Yeah, it did cost Amir in the long run. Yeah, he got stopped, and but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. He made a business decision. That was a business decision. Like Victor Ortiz, when he what he got? Didn't he get stopped by Maidana? He's like, I don't know if I deserve to get hit like this. That's a business decision, bro. Well, business both could be true. You could make the business decision might be to quit, so you could make it to the so you could have the rest of your career to look forward to. The two both could be true. There's some people that feel like if they quit or they throw in the towel or whatever, that they'll be able to continue on with their career. You feel me? I understand. I don't understand where you're coming from, Texas. What are you talking about? So quitting is a business decision nowadays. It depends on who you talking to. For some fighters, yeah. Do you think? Wouldn't you think that it was a business decision for Ryan Garcia to quit against Gervonta? I think that's exactly what that was. Because he knew that if he would have got up, you know what I'm saying? It probably would have looked. He didn't want to get put on a highlight reel. Real shit. I don't think Ryan Garcia could handle being put on a highlight reel. So I think he was like, man, let me sit my ass down because I don't want what's about to come after this shit. Well, he did quit. That's a fact. That's a fact. He definitely quit. Man, I ain't gonna keep answering these questions, bro. Let me see. What is this profile pic? Is that you boxing, Jerry? Is that you? It looks like you like in a backyard brawl or something. But I ain't answering that, bro. Tell that nigga to come ask me that shit. And I answer it. You said that liver shot will paralyze you? Well, the problem is, like, I've seen people really paralyzed with body shots. For instance, I mean, we can name a few of them. I can name a lot, honestly. But let's say De La Hoya Bernard. That's probably one of the more famous ones. We seen this boy Oscar De La Hoya rolling around the canvas and wasn't able to get up. He was paralyzed from the shot. Ryan Garcia, he got up as soon as the ref said 10. So did his body go out of paralysis when they counted 10? Nah, he could have got up. He chose not to get up. He quit. And that's why it bothers him whenever Devin Haney brings it up. You can see it all in Ryan's face that it annoys him. You know what I'm saying? You can see it annoys him. He don't like being called that because, that's what he did. You know what I mean? If he didn't feel like he was a quitter, it wouldn't bother him so much. But he know he did. So he hates when people bring it up. You know what I mean? He had that built-in excuse there about being weight drained and all that to try to justify him quitting. But, there's plenty of people that weight drain themselves and, they still put it all on the line or go out on their shield and shit like that. There's no excuse for it. It's simple as that. Yeah, anonymous. That's That's all the time, bro. He says, I just checked the map of the ticket sales. Yep, it's not selling. Are you referring to the Keith Thurman one? Are you referring to the Tszyu fight, or are you talking about Haney and Ryan? Which one are you referring to? I remember Rigondeaux caught Rico Ramos with one of the painful looking body shots I've ever seen. Solarplex shot had bro looking like he took a bullet. I'm trying, and that's what the fuck them shots be feeling like, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Now I've never been stopped with a body shot. I've never been dropped with a body shot, nothing like that. But I felt the pain that had come with the body shots, like a delayed reaction type, John. That shit is no joke, man. That shit is no joke again. I mean, that shit is like no joke at all. I've been hit in the solar plex being tackled in football. And I tell you, and this was when I was a kid, bro. I just remember like for a brief moment in time, me not being able to get my breath. And that's one of the most anxiety-filled situations ever, knowing that you're not able to breathe. You see what I mean? So I can only imagine that shit from a good body shot, bro. That shit gotta be no joke. Chavez Sr. said he would never watch Ryan ever again after he saw him quit. He lost respect too for that loss. Well, Chavez Sr. probably meant to say he not supporting Ryan ever again or rooting for him ever again, because I'm highly doubtful that Chavez Sr. is gonna not watch Haney and Ryan. You feel me? That's if Ryan makes it to the fight, in all honesty. But I'm sure he meant that what he was trying to say or get across was he's not going to support him ever again, or maybe not acknowledge him as a Mexican fighter. You feel me? Because Chavez, he ain't never played that shit. I remember when somebody had like mistranslated like what the commentator had asked Chavez, and I think like the mistranslation was like calling him like a coward or a quitter or some shit like that. And Chavez Sr. was like, bullshit. And they was trying to calm him down. He was like, no, get the fuck off me. He was snapping. So yeah, Chavez he don't like that quitting shit. He don't got that in his blood. He was like, bullshit. He was pissed. Nah, man. Tim Bradley stopped Brandon Rios with a body shot that nobody saw coming that night. Yeah, he absolutely dominated Brandon Rios. But, to keep it 1,000 with you, man, that Brandon Rios was already cooked. He was already done. You know what I mean? That one, Brandon Rios always had trouble maintaining his weight, and, he missed weight several times from what I remember. And, he wasn't the most disciplined guy. And, Tim Bradley, he was real motivated with his new trainer, Teddy Atlas, and stuff like that. So they were just on two different types of time, man. Like one was extremely motivated and locked in, and the other one just seemed like, he was struggling to get by and needed a check type shit. That wasn't the Brandon Rios that fought like Mike Alvarado all them times and shit like that, bro. Yeah, he was just shelling himself in that fight, to keep it real with you. The translator was Rican, I think. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because, Ricans and Mexicans, certain words mean different things to them. You see what I mean? So, or like we speak in the same language, but we speak in different ways. You feel me? It's like American English and UK English. Like y'all say, like UK people say certain things, and we like, fuck that mean. And then we say shit over here, and they be completely puzzled by what we talking about. So, yeah. Like people in the UK, they call people, oh, you sausage, mate. You're a sausage. That's a pause over here. What the fuck is you talking about? Fuck you mean, nigga? We'll brush that type shit off. Like that's not, people be really insulted by that shit in the UK. I'm a sausage? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Over here, we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. What is you talking about, nigga? We probably be confused. Like, what is you talking about? Like I never heard Dawser until Tyson Fury said that shit. When he was going around calling Wilder a Dawser, he was like, you big bum Dawser. I was like, bro, what the hell is that? I had to Google that shit. I had to pull that shit up on Urban Dictionary. I was like, what the fuck do that mean? Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. He's like, you fucking donut. Yeah, he be snapping, bro. And they be like, fuck May. You know, you can't say that shit over here. Like, what, nigga, what? Fuck May. Hey, yo. Rudy G said, I always thought Tim Bradley and Sean Porter were overrated. Well, I just think they had a different way of winning than everybody else. Seems like they both won off of like great conditioning and just like their will to win. They had a lot of like dog in them. You know what I mean? It seemed to overpower like it seemed like they had so much will and determination that it pretty much like neutralized the other man's like skill set and like overall abilities, bro. It was weird. Like Sean Porter just made every fight ugly and uncomfortable. And they Tim Bradley and Sean Porter had that in common. But if they were to both fight, if Tim Bradley and Sean Porter were both to fight, I probably edge that shit out to Sean. I think Sean was a little bit more gritty and physically may have been stronger than Tim Bradley. But Tim Bradley was a dog, man. I think Sean was naturally bigger, physically stronger, and neither one of them were like really big punchers, but I think Sean Porter was the bigger puncher. Okay, Lorenzo said he got Tim. That's a good ass fight. I would have loved to have seen that. That'd have been like 40 headbutts in that fight. Tim probably would have won off a headbutt. Yeah, Tim probably would have won off a headbutt, probably split, probably knock every big ass tooth out of Sean Porter mouth. Sean Porter he needed to lose some teeth anyway. He got too many. Anonymous say I got Sean. Porter a bit more sloppy. And I don't know, they pretty equivalent to me. Wonder how Floyd would have dealt with that style. Um, I think he would have made them look so dumb. I could just see Sean Porter swinging all wild and just missing, like just completely missing, swinging at all air. Sean got 37 teeth. That's hilarious. Nigga said 37. Nigga said an odd number. Crazy as hell. If they ever fought each other, it would end in a DQ from how physical they are. Both their heads would have been split open by the end of the fight. Yeah. They would have done more damage off headbutts than punches for sure. Yeah, they probably would have both hurt each other real bad. They probably would have both left all concussed, left that bitch in wheelchairs like Paul Pierce. Said I watched a lot of Bradley fights on HBO. It was a good time for me. Yeah, Bradley was one of them dudes. The Desert Storm, man. He had a pretty good resume too. I see why he made the Hall of Fame. He had a pretty good resume. He did cut his career. I think Ruslan providing a call fucked his career up though. That one fight destroyed him. I mean, he was never. It seemed like it took a lot out of him. Like he still did some good things after, but seemed like definitely took a lot of gas out his tank. Cut his career short. I thought Ricky Hatton's style was most rough and frustrating to watch. This nigga leaps in with every shot. Yeah, but against somebody who could really punch like Pacquiao or somebody who could really box like Floyd, he will look dumb every time, man. Shy Rider, West Sider. Like that name. He said, what's your take on Fundora versus Tim? I spoke about it a little bit earlier. You probably just coming in, but I said that I honestly like this fight more than the Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman fight because I think there's a lot of questions around Keith Thurman in terms of how the way he's going to look off of his long layoff. You know what I mean? His punch resistance, is his feet going to be as fast as they usually are when he's mobile at 147 pounds? You know, how is he going to deal with the size advantage? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be able to, deal with the aggressiveness and the pace that Tszyu may be putting on. He's got hurt by body shots by small guys at 147. How's he going to deal with a body shot from a 154? You see what I mean? I do think that this fight is better. I think stylistically it's going to be more entertaining. And I don't see this fight going 12 rounds. I don't. I think somebody gonna get stopped. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's gonna be Tim. I think Tim gonna end up catching Fundora. I think Fundora take too many chances and he don't use the gifts that God gave him. You know what I mean? That 80-inch reach advantage that somebody brought up in the chat, he don't use it. You know what I mean? He's more successful on the inside, and I think that he's gonna get caught with a big shot. Stepping into Tim Tszyu's domain. You feel me? And I think that it's gonna be all she wrote. You know what I mean? I can see Tim Tszyu finishing off Sebastian Fundora. And it'll be a good win for him. You know what I mean? A good name on his resume to add to his box rec, you know what I mean, to his record or whatever you want to call it. Said Cotto with a smoke hat. Oh yeah, that would have been a really bad job. Cotto at 140 would have annihilated Ricky Hatton. Bad. And I'm not even a Miguel Cotto fan, but he'd have did him dirty. He would have been all wrong. If they would have went blow for blow, Hatton not taking them shots from Cotto, bro. He ain't want that smoke. That would have been a real bad job. But yeah, that's my overall take on the situation, man. If Ryan loses or gets destroyed versus Haney, he's done. I mean, yeah. I think that Ryan Garcia understands that, and I think that's why, he's doing all these antics and, all these controversial things in hopes to get pulled out of the fight. Because let's keep it a buck. He never was interested in fighting Haney, bro. He did everything he could to not face Devin Haney. You know what I mean? He avoided him for a long time. He could have been his mandatory. He turned it down. He went around Haney for as long as he could, but I think that he was put in a position where he didn't want to look like a turkey, after putting that pole up. You know what I'm saying? So he took on a thing to make it seem like he's for fighting the best guys, but I think he knows stylistically that it won't really play out in his favor, or it'll be extremely difficult for him. So I think that's why and he understands that it's a huge risk and it could very possibly be another loss on his resume. So I think that he's doing everything he can to try to get himself off of the card. But he's playing it like he really wants to fight. I don't think he really does. Cotto had a more educated, skilled version of Hatton's style, but with more power. I understand what you're saying, but I think Cotto was just like more skilled overall. I see what you're saying. I haven't watched Hatton in a long time. I gotta check him out. Pause. Rudy G said, "You ever met Ty Brunson?" Yeah, Ty Brunson been to my gym. He tried out for our Team Combat League team a while back. My pros fought on the same card as him. His fight against Kermit Cintron, we was the co-main event. I spoke to Ty Brunson. We've had our pros spar him over at the gym he used to train at. Yeah, I know Ty Brunson pretty well. He real cool with my dad. I don't really talk to him too much, but he real cool with my dad. So yeah, man. But that's pretty much my live for the day, man. I appreciate everybody that came on here and chopped it up with your boy, man. I'm still feeling good, but I gotta take my ass to court tomorrow and all that shit to get something situated. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so you say, oh, my ex-nephew. Oh, okay. He said Ty smoked Kermit. He stopped Kermit at the end, but Kermit had actually dropped Ty. They exchanged knockdowns, so it was a really good fight. The Briscoes had awarded them the fight of the year at one point. That fight was amazing. And one of my most viewed videos on my channel is Ty Brunson stopping Kermit Cintron. So y'all could go through my video catalog and click popular, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see Ty Brunson stopping Kermit Cintron on my page from like 7-8 years ago. You see what I mean? But that's my live for the day, man. I appreciate everybody that was tuned in, man. Shout out to, man, this was a dope live, man. They're very informational, entertaining, all that shit. Definitely had some funny moments as well. But until then, man, I'll be back with some videos and I'll be back on live tomorrow night. You know what I mean? So I hope everybody has a blessed, beautiful night. You feel what I mean? Until then, this is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.